What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you all your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor. Go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. So we're going to go ahead and recap all the storms that happened yesterday, because even after our 3-star map in the morning, we still had some activity through Oklahoma, Texas, and the southeast. Then once we get done with that, we're going into today's southeast severe weather chances. So Atlanta's in the risk, Charlotte's in the risk. A lot of, populated southeastern states are at potential to be impacted by severe weather later this afternoon. So we're going to look at all of that. And then last but not least, checking into tomorrow's forecast for the northern plains as well as Florida. So if you guys are anywhere up in the northern plains or in Florida, stay tuned for that, and that'll be at the end of the show. So before all of our weather, as usual, doing our upcoming events, and the first of those is still going to be the C3 Lunch and Learn. This one is next week, May 10th, on Hail Trace's 3rd floor here in Edmond, Oklahoma. So, right at the Hail Palace. So if you guys want to check out Hail Trace's office, check out our 3rd floor, and listen to the awesome lunch that C3 is putting on with their presentation, come on out to the C3 Lunch and Learn next week. Then right after that, we are going to be at the Contractor Blueprint Seminar on May 13th. This one's in Oklahoma City, so again, if you're already in Oklahoma, stay a little longer, stay till May 13th, and check us out at the Contractor Blueprint Seminar, and this is at the River Oaks Golf Course. And then last but not least, the Calm Before the Storm Golf Tournament. This is at the Fox Hollow Golf Course in Lakewood, Colorado, and that one's on May 19th. So a couple weeks from now, time to get registered. The proceeds are going to charity for the kids. So, get on out there, play some golf, chat with our Hail Trace reps that are going to be there, as well as the good old people at C3 Group. So, should be a fun one. Then into yesterday, so like I said, we had some activity that sparked on after our 3-star map through Oklahoma. So, a lot of the southeast as well as the central plains did see severe weather. We got a couple of severe swaths that went around the Nashville area, nothing through Nashville proper for severe hail, but also got some gusty wind reports. Got a whole thing of wind that went through the southeast last night and this morning. So you got all those wind reports here from that. Arkansas did get some severe hail all the way from the far eastern part of the state to just south and east of Memphis. Then, well, there you go. And then hopping on over to the Oklahoma and Texas area. So, we had our 3-star stuff that happened early in the morning through the OKC metro area, as well as Stillwater and El Reno. If you haven't checked out that map, go ahead and do that. And then we even got some more severe hail that went through the eastern part of the state through the afternoon and evening hours. And then, down by Austin, Killeen, someone was asking about yesterday, there were a couple severe hail swaths that went through that area along the 35 corridor. So, pretty active day for the central and southern plains for yesterday. Then into today, it could be another busy day, possibly an underrated day. We're going to have to see what happens, but we already have a tornado watch as well as a severe thunderstorm watch active for the southeast. This is for 70-mile-an-hour winds as well as up to ping pong ball-sized hail, and possible tornadoes. Already got a couple of severe warnings there with that. And then, these storms are going to continue up to the northeast and, got a few warnings already going. So this is an ongoing risk, and it's going to continue to develop as, our clouds move out of the way. We get all that sunshine, daytime heating, and stability builds up, the whole shebang-a-lang, and then you get all these thunderstorms that are going to continue to form through the southeast as well as the Ohio Valley. So you can really see the spin there. That's Isla making her way off the east coast. You can see that continuing to rotate through Kentucky and Tennessee, and that's going to push off the east coast later tonight. And then it should be clear for you guys through the east for tomorrow for your Derby Day if you're in Kentucky. I know I'm looking forward to that. So for our current temperatures, 75 in Denver, 77 in Dallas, so really pleasant across most of the central and southern plains as well as the Front Range. Then warming up a little bit once we get down into Houston and Atlanta. It's going to be 86 degrees in Houston, 76 in Atlanta ahead of that cold front. You can see that there continuing to drive through the southeast, sparking up some storms as we go. So then for dew points, it's kind of similar. There is a dry line, quote unquote. I mean, there's a dew point gradient there, and that's kind of helping our storms sustain themselves, but really it's pretty messy. 66 degree dew points in Atlanta, 51 in St. Louis, as well as Wichita, and close by 52 in Dallas. So it's pretty humid across the nation right now, but you really got that strong humidity packed through the southeast. And you know, all that humid air actually rises as well as heat. So we know heat goes up, humid air also rises. So that helps that convection, that instability in those storms to form into this afternoon. So here's what we have for our instability values for the next couple hours. So this is 2 p.m. Central, so that's 3 Eastern. So only a couple hours from now, we're already seeing those moderate to high values through the southeast, along the Florida Panhandle, Mobile, Alabama, streaming their way up to near Atlanta, Georgia, as well as Raleigh, North Carolina, and then some through the Ohio Valley. We've already got storms ongoing as they continue, and you know, as that cape builds up through the area, we're going to see some strengthen, and we could possibly get some supercell structures happening through the southeast. So we're really keeping an eye on that for you guys into this afternoon. Now this is by 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're still seeing some pretty good cape values through the southeast, and that just indicates that we could get some stronger storms passing through Georgia, South Carolina by later this afternoon and evening, right at the end of the workday. So again, be aware of that. And it's still lingering through the Ohio Valley as well as Virginia and North Carolina. So we could see some strong storms continuing later on. And then again, as nightfall happens and that cold front shifts off to the east, we're going to see that taper off. So all that wrapped up together here on our future radar. Here's what we have by 2 p.m. when we do have the highest instability values through the region. So, you know, you see these storms bubbling up through just south and east of Atlanta here, through the Macon area. And, you know, they're small, but they're maintaining that singular storm mode, so we could get some rotation happening on those. We could get those updrafts, potential to form some hail as well as some brief spin-up tornadoes. Then up through the Ohio Valley, things are a little messier, but we still do have a chance at some thunder, lightning, potential hail, and gusty winds as well. So, you know, if you guys are east of 75, things should be like pretty moderate. You know, you're already on the cool side of that low. So, you know, these storms really don't have the energy to get ramped up as much as the ones to the west or to the east of Lexington here. So anywhere in eastern Kentucky or western Kentucky, you guys should be fine. Anyone in eastern Kentucky and Charleston, you know, more of a chance to see some storms that are a little stronger into this afternoon and evening. Those are going to continue for the next couple hours. There we are by 5, and these are starting to ramp up here through southern Georgia. So watching these for the same threats as early this afternoon. And then this is just continuing to get messier and transitioning more to a wind threat, but still isolated hail possible for the early evening hours. As that tracks east, this is going to start to band up, moving through Columbia, South Carolina, as well as towards the Savannah, Georgia area by around 6:30 Eastern. And then, you know, Raleigh, you guys could also have a shot at a couple of severe storms for your early evening hours. And then that's going to continue off to the east, moving through Charleston now by 8:30 Eastern, Norfolk by 8:30 Eastern, and then just plenty more rain for the Lexington and Nashville area as well as Raleigh-Durham. Now that's going to continue off to the east with Storm System Isla, and that exits the coast by around midnight, 1:30 Eastern time, and then you guys should be in the clear for the remainder of the night. So for a forecast hail size for today for the maximum, thinking we could get a couple of stronger stones or storms that could produce some stones up to 2 inches. It's mostly going to be, you know, ping pong to golf ball, I'm thinking, but, you know, can't rule out a couple of hen eggs, 2-inch stones with some stronger storms that happen this afternoon. So here's what we have for your hail forecast for the next few hours into this evening. So all the way from pretty much Columbus, Ohio, down into Tampa, Florida, we have hail chances with this storm system as it passes through. But the strongest part is going to be through the center of that risk area where we have the strongest instability and where that cold front is trying to move through. So if you guys are in Atlanta, Charlotte, Charleston, moderate chances for you. Jacksonville, Mobile, it should be moving out of your area in the next couple hours, so low end chance to see any more hail after this band passes through. Jacksonville, you know, once it starts moving into your area, it's going to be kind of the late night evening hours, and so it doesn't have that energy to maintain itself. In between, Tallahassee, you know, it's going to pass over that area in the thick of things when we have that peak daytime heating. Same with Atlanta, same with Charlotte. So putting you guys in a moderate chance of seeing severe hail into tonight. Could be up to golf balls in size. Same with Charleston here. But then once we get east into Cincinnati, to Louisville, that's kind of what we talked about before, to Nashville, that's when things are going to taper off, since once again you're on the back end of that low pressure system, on the cold side of things, so it's a little harder for storms to ramp up and maintain their intensity. Virginia Beach, low end chance for you guys as well. Then for wind, pretty much the same risk area. We're going to talk about that in a second. But for our most at-risk cities, we've got Atlanta and Charlotte at a moderate to high chance of seeing severe hail into this afternoon and evening. Scattered storm development, but it looks like we have some good instability. So moderate to high values for Atlanta, Charlotte. Savannah and Raleigh get to just taper that off a little bit into the moderate range. And then once we get all the way up into Charleston, West Virginia, and Cincinnati, things are going to lower a little bit. So still low to moderate for Charleston. You know, you got those singular cells passing through and you got a few bouts of things, but you know, now we're getting up into the northern states and a little bit farther outside of those unstable conditions. So for you guys, a low end chance for Cincinnati, low to moderate for Charleston. So again, if you're on this risk, basically just stay tuned to your weather into this afternoon and evening. You know, as the storm system continues to make its final run through the East Coast, and then, you know, for tomorrow you should be in the clear. So for our wind forecast, it's going to look pretty similar to our hail forecast in terms of the risk area, but then in terms of your possibility of seeing damaging wind gusts, that's where we shift a little bit. So Jacksonville, low end for you guys for the same reason as hail. Things are going to be tapering off as they hit you. Atlanta, Charlotte, Columbia, you know, you guys have the best chance of us all to see possible damaging wind gusts as well as possible tornadoes here into this next few hours. So, you know, just want to stay tuned to that. And then shifting up north for Virginia Beach and Charleston, moderate for you guys with those few bouts of storms passing through. And then Cincinnati, Louisville, Nashville, low end chance for you guys. So, you know, scattered storm development, but they should be on the weaker end of things. So you could get some rain if you guys are in Kentucky for Oaks, but it's likely going to stay mostly below or just at severe limits for the most part. Then for tomorrow, looking at a Florida and Central Plains risk. So we're going to start the day with that cold front continuing to track south, and this is going to be a slow moving guy, okay? So starting out just slowly making its way southwards through Tampa and Melbourne, and then by noon it should be out of the way, mostly right between Tampa and Fort Myers. Then as it tracks southward, it's going to hit Fort Myers by around 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. Going to continue to move southward along that 95 corridor, and then once it gets near Miami, there it goes. It kind of tapers off a little bit, but you know, if you check out the timestamp there, it's 9 p.m. So we're losing that daytime heating. So it's kind of expected that as it passes over Miami, things should be mostly just some scattered showers and maybe a rumble of thunder. Then moving on up to the North Plains, that's where things could change a little bit, get a little different. If you guys are in, you know, South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, it's been kind of a quiet year so far. It's pretty cold up there, so it's, you know, you gotta wait a little longer to get that springtime weather, but tomorrow could be your day. So Bismarck all the way to central South Dakota here, just to the east of Rapid City. You guys are gonna have those storms starting to fire up by 5 p.m. And then those are going to continue over the next couple of hours to track east and intensify. So we've got these cells over Bismarck. It's pretty chilly up there, so it's going to be hard pressed for those to really develop much. But then all the way through central South Dakota and Nebraska, seeing that storm development, could see some hail out of those. As that continues to shift off to the east and develop, we're seeing those isolated cells forming, could produce some larger hail as well as some gusty winds. And that is really going to line up pretty quick as it tracks off to the east into the Sioux City and Sioux Falls area. So as that band shifts off to the east, now we're transitioning to more of a wind threat by 4 a.m. and that's going to pass through, moving into Iowa and Minnesota by Saturday morning. So time is moving so fast and we're losing track. Sunday morning, actually. Tomorrow's Saturday. It's been a busy week here. So for the hail forecast for tomorrow, if you guys again are in the Central Plains or South Florida, that's where our risks are going to be. So if you guys are in Melbourne, Tampa, Miami, Fort Myers, or anywhere in between, that's where we could see quarter to half dollar size most likely, since it's a band of storms that's tracking through. And lapse rates aren't very good, which if you're new and don't know what a lapse rate is, that's just how quick the atmosphere cools with height. And we need that to be pretty high to form hail, because you know hail has to freeze. So since the lapse rates aren't super high, going to keep you guys in the quarter to half dollar size range. Then on up to the North Plains, the conditions are looking a little better, but it's just the temperatures we're waiting on and, you know, capping. So watching this, low end chances across the board for quarters to half dollars anywhere through South Dakota and Nebraska. And then, you know, you could see a little bit of stronger storm development through the far western part of that risk. Could see up to ping pong ball size stones with a couple of those stronger storms, but a low end chance to see hail overall through the area. Then into wind for tomorrow, it's going to be pretty much the same risk area, extending this one a little bit to the north as we get that line of storms developing. But down in Florida, same risk area for Melbourne, Tampa, and Miami with that band that passes through. And then passing on up to the northern plains. If you guys are in Minot, if you guys are in Sioux Falls or North Platte, just to the east of Rapid City, that's where we could see that wind chance with those storms that are developing and then passing eastward into the evening and overnight hours. So it's been a busy week. We've been busy here at Hail Trace, so make sure to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And, you know, stay tuned to all our office shenanigans and all of our weather mapping and crazy stuff that happens during the spring. Make sure to get us on TikTok here at Hail Trace. John just did his live forecast discussion moments before I did, so if you want to be early on the forecast, or if you want to hear two separate takes on it, make sure to follow us at Hail Trace on TikTok. And then if you want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us if you'd rather at info@hailtrace.com, or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details, and we will keep you updated as always. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.